I ATA for turning my mom's best friend into my secret girlfriend after one extremely drunk, "you look like my mom but way hotter" comment that somehow led to the best relationship of my life. Throwaway, because if my mom ever finds this post, she will actually disown me, then adopt Lisa, then disown me again for good measure. This is a long one. Buckle up. I'm 27M, graphic designer, professional overthinker, and apparently a walking soap opera. My mom is 52, loud, Italian American, and has one ride or die best friend since their freshman year of college, Lisa, 51F. Lisa is the human equivalent of a chaotic good chaos gremlin. She's a travel photographer, never had kids, owns a ridiculous amount of houseplants, and has aged like fine wine that also does Pilates. Growing up, she was Aunt Lisa, the one who snuck me extra dessert, taught me how to swear in 3 languages, and once let me drive her convertible at 15. We both swore never to tell Mom. Fast forward to last August. Mom throws her annual end-of-summer BBQ and regret at her big backyard. I show up after a brutal week at work, already 2 beers in, because family functions require emotional support beverages. Lisa arrives in this flowy sundress that honestly should come with a warning label. We end up alone on the back porch because everyone else is inside screaming about whether hot dogs count as sandwiches. We're 4 drinks deep each. She's telling me about her latest dating disaster, some guy who brought a live parrot on their date and tried to make it part of the conversation. I'm laughing so hard I almost fall off the swing. Then, in a moment of pure liquid courage, I look at her and say, "You know, if you weren't my mom's best friend, I'd probably be trying really hard to marry you right now." Dead silence for half a second. Then Lisa snorts so loud the neighbors probably heard it. She doubles over laughing, wiping tears, and goes, "Jesus Christ, kid, that is simultaneously the sweetest and creepiest thing anyone has ever said to me." But she doesn't walk away. Instead, she looks at me, really looks, and says softer, "You're not exactly a kid anymore, huh?" The vibe changed so fast I got whiplash. One minute we're joking, the next we're making out like horny teenagers in the guest bathroom, with the door locked and her sundress halfway up. She kept whispering, "This is such a terrible idea," between kisses, while actively making the terrible idea happen. It was chaotic, electric, and stupidly hot. 0 brain cells were involved that night. We snuck out of the party separately like spies in a bad movie. She went home, I went home. I woke up at 11 a.m. with a pounding head and a single text from her. "Last night was fun. Let's never speak of it again. Delete this thread immediately." I replied, "Agreed. Never happened. Also, my lips are sealed." We lasted exactly 4 days. Day 5, I showed up at her downtown loft with a bag of tacos and 0 chill. She opened the door, looked at me for 5 long seconds, sighed the deepest sigh in human history, and yanked me inside by my shirt. That was the beginning of 6 months of the most ridiculous secret relationship in history. We weren't just hooking up, we were dating. Proper dating. She cooked me carbonara that made me question every other pasta I'd ever eaten. We binged every season of The Great British Bake Off while she roasted my terrible taste in reality TV. She dragged me hiking. I complained the entire time. She took photos of me panting and called them character development. The sex stayed stupidly good, but the best part was how easy it felt to just be with her. She gets my dumb jokes. I get her chaotic energy. She calls me trouble in this half-scolding, half-flirty way that makes my brain short-circuit. But hiding it from my mom was comedy gold and pure torture at the same time. We developed spy-level protocols, coded texts, "need to borrow that camera lens" equals "come over." Never liking each other's Instagram posts on the same day. If Mom called while we were together, one of us had to sprint to another room. Once Lisa had to hide in my closet for 20 minutes because Mom decided to drop by unannounced with leftovers. I swear, I aged 5 years that night. Then came the cabin weekend from hell. 2 weeks ago, Mom announces she's surprising Lisa for her 51st birthday with a girls' weekend at a cute lake cabin, except she also invites me because Lisa loves you like family, and it'll be so fun for all of us. So now I'm trapped in a 2-bedroom cabin for 3 days with my actual girlfriend, who is secretly my mom's best friend and my very observant Italian mother. Day 1 was Oscar-worthy acting. Lisa kept calling me sweetie in the most painfully platonic voice. I kept saying Aunt Lisa like an idiot. Mom kept giving us weird looks but said nothing. At night, Lisa and I whispered arguments in the kitchen about who was going to sneak into whose room. We settled on nothing because the floors creaked like they were possessed. Day 2, Mom decides to go on a long, peaceful walk for 2 hours. The second her car leaves the driveway, Lisa and I basically attacked each other in the kitchen like we'd been starving, making out, hands everywhere, her laughing into my mouth saying, "We are going to hell." We're so into it we don't hear the car pull back up. Mom walks in. I dive behind the couch like a cartoon character. Lisa grabs a dish towel and starts aggressively wiping the counter, like she's trying to erase evidence of sin. Mom sniffs the air. "Why does it smell like someone's been stress baking in here?" Lisa, without missing a beat and still flushed. Hormones, midlife crisis, you know how it is. I almost died laughing behind the couch. Day 3, The nuclear option. We're all playing Cards Against Humanity after dinner, wine flowing. Mom draws the black card. What's the fastest way to ruin a family gathering? Without thinking, still half drunk on both wine and relief, I blurt out, sleeping with your mom's best friend. Silence so thick, you could hear a pin drop in the next county. Lisa turns the color of a ripe tomato. Mom looks slowly from me to Lisa again, like she's watching the world's slowest tennis match. Mom, deadly calm. You too? Me, realizing there's no escape. Surprise. Lisa just drops her cards, puts her face in her hands, and starts laughing. That uncontrollable, crying laughing kind where you can't breathe. Then Mom starts laughing too. She laughs so hard she has to sit down and hold her stomach. Turns out Lisa had already drunkenly confessed everything to Mom 2 weeks earlier over margaritas. I think I'm dating your son. Please don't murder me. Mom had been waiting for us to crack because she found the whole thing hilarious and was dropping the most obvious hints. She literally accidentally left a giant box of condoms in the shared bathroom. Mom, still wheezing. I put condoms in the cabinet for you idiots. You thought you were being slick? I raised you better than this terrible spy work. So the secret exploded in the most ridiculous way possible. Mom is weirdly, wonderfully supportive. She keeps making jokes about robbing the cradle and finally getting the daughter I always wanted. Lisa threatens to put her in a nursing home early if she doesn't stop. My mom now texts us both in a group chat called the Chaos Trio. Lisa officially moved some of her stuff into my apartment last week. She still calls me kid and trouble just to watch me squirm. I still can't believe I'm dating the woman who used to sneak me extra Halloween candy while my mom wasn't looking. We fight about stupid stuff. She leaves dishes in the sink. I leave socks everywhere. But we also laugh more than any couple I know. Update. Posted 1 month after the original. It's been surprisingly smooth. Mom threw us an official congratulations on not being gross about it dinner last weekend. She made a cake with icing that said exactly that. Lisa laughed so hard she cried. Actual happy tears. My mom hugged her like she'd won the lottery and whispered, loud enough for me to hear, "Welcome to the family, again." We took our first real couple trip last weekend. Just us. No hiding. No sneaking. Lisa made me go kayaking. I fell in twice. She took photos and promised not to post them. She posted them. I pretended to be mad for about 11 seconds. Sophia, Lisa's 19-year-old niece, found out and now calls me Uncle Trouble. My mom keeps hinting about grandkids in the most unsubtle way possible. I'm not getting any younger, you too. We both laugh and change the subject. For now. The best part? Lisa and I are stupidly happy. The forbidden part is gone, and what's left is just two people who genuinely like each other. She still drags me on hikes. I still make her watch terrible action movies. We're building something real, ridiculous, and ours. So, I ATA for sleeping with and then falling for my mom's best friend? Yeah, probably at the very beginning. But sometimes the universe has a twisted sense of humor, and the worst idea turns out to be the best decision you ever made while drunk on a porch swing. The comments would be glorious chaos. Half the internet screaming, YTA, but I need a Netflix series. The other half sending wedding gift registries. Would you have told your mom sooner or kept the secret longer? Be honest. Update 2. Posted 2 months after the original. Addressing the comments. A lot of you in the comments are losing your minds asking the same question. How the hell is the mom so chill with this? Most moms would be burning the house down or calling a priest for an exorcism. Fair. I was confused too at first. So I finally sat mom down last weekend, just the two of us, over her famous homemade tiramisu, and asked her straight up, why aren't you freaking out? Most people would call this gross or weird. She put her fork down, looked at me for a long moment, and then gave me the real reason. Mom said, because Lisa has been my best friend for over 30 years. I know her better than almost anyone. She's never been the type to settle down or have kids of her own. She always said she loved her freedom too much. But the last few years, I've watched her get quieter, go on worse and worse dates, and come home lonely. She'd never admit it, but I could see it eating at her. When she finally confessed to me 2 weeks before the cabin trip, she wasn't bragging. She was terrified. She cried and said, I think I'm falling in love with your son, and I hate myself for it. She was ready for me to end the friendship. Instead, I asked her one question. Does he make you happy? She said yes, and that for the first time in years, she wakes up excited instead of just going through the motions. I've seen how you are with her too. You're not treating her like some conquest. You listen to her stories about her travels. You let her drag you hiking, even though you hate it. And you look at her the way your father used to look at me before he passed. That's rare. And if my best friend in the whole world finally found someone who makes her light up again, even if that someone is my own son, then who am I to stand in the way of that? Plus, selfishly, I get to keep my best friend close forever now, and I might actually get grandkids one day without her moving to another continent first. She laughed, wiped her eyes a little, and added, also, let's be honest, Lisa's always been like a second mom to you, but she was never actually your mom. The age gap is there, sure, but you're both adults. As long as you treat her right and she treats you right, the rest is just numbers on a calendar. Life's too short for me to play morality police when two people I love are happy. Then she pointed her fork at me and said, "But if you ever hurt her, I will bury you in the backyard and plant tomatoes over you. Capice?" So yeah, that's why Mom is okay with it. She's not ignoring the weirdness. She just cares more about Lisa's happiness and mine than about what other people might think. After 30 plus years of friendship, she trusts Lisa completely, and she's seen enough of life to know that sometimes the rules don't matter as much as real connection. Lisa and I read the comments together last night. She laughed until she cried again and said, "Your mom is smarter than both of us combined. We're still going strong, no drama, just two idiots who accidentally fell in love at a BBQ, and a mom who decided love was more important than optics." So, still think I'm the asshole? Or does Mom's reason make sense to you now? The internet is going to have a field day with this one.